So if you guys don't know, okay, I believe it was a couple of days ago, maybe even a week ago, Chance the Rapper celebrated his birthday in Jamaica for Carnival. So Carnival season is actually, to me, if you ask me, I would say when I think of Carnival, I think of Trinidad. But Jamaica has, Carnival that happens every year. It's when people get into their festive costumes, and it is like a huge party. Um, Ladies wear a lot of skimpy outfits. Men are out there to dance upon fine women, and it's just a big free for all kind of party. Okay. So Chance the Rapper decided that he was going to celebrate his birthday at Jamaica Carnival. And a lot of videos went viral of him dancing with one woman in particular, where, the woman is bent over, twerking on him, and he is, doing that, that dance that y'all used to do back in the day. Like if you had a prom or like a high school party or even a club in your younger days, and you gotta be like, whoa, hold me up, like to your boys. He was basically doing one of those, and it went viral, and a lot of people were taken aback by it. A lot of people were upset by it. Women in particular, everybody came with, oh, well, isn't he married? Why would he do that? That's so disrespectful to his wife. So recently, I believe within the past 2 days, Chance the Rapper's wife posted this on her Instagram, which I believe is something that somebody else wrote. I think it was Maya Angelou. I'm not sure. And I'm going to go ahead and read it to you guys. So her post reads, "Oh my God, I've lived a very simple life. You can say, oh yes, at 13 this happened to me, and at 14, but those are facts. But the facts can obscure the truth, what it really felt like. Every human being has paid the earth to grow up." Then she purposely highlighted this part of this passage to make a point. Okay? So she purposely highlighted, as we can see in the blue, most people don't grow up. It's too damn difficult. What happens is most people get older. That's the truth of it. They honor their credit cards. They find parking spaces. They marry. They have the nerve to have children. But they don't grow up. Not really. They get older. But to grow up costs the earth. The earth. It means you take responsibility for the time you take up, for the space you occupy. It's serious business. And you find out what it costs us to love and to lose and to dare and to fail. Maybe even more to succeed. Okay, then she stopped highlighting. The rest of the passage says what it costs in truth, not superficial costs. Anybody can have that. I mean in truth. And then she made her caption to say, I hope one day we all choose to grow up. Now, obviously, this isn't to reference to basically alluding to the fact that her husband is what she considers to be somebody who is immature. Somebody that, as she highlighted, had the nerve to have children, had the nerve to marry her, but did not have the nerve or the strength or the courage to mature into being a full man before deciding to do so. Okay? And this is why some of the marriages, or I would say majority of the marriages in this day and time, do not last. And you want to know why? It's because when we look back on Big Mama and them, you know why their relationships lasted? Because they did not think or fathom or care about the opinions of other people. It didn't matter to them. They didn't live in an era of social media where, because as a wife, I'm supposed to be perceived this way. And if my husband does this, I'm supposed to be angry. So my natural order is to be angry at this. And so I can't let the women down and not say anything or be silent or respect whatever it is that my husband has going on, or even disagree with my husband in private. I have to take a stand for something so that the women don't make me feel bad for my choices, for the things that I do, for the way that my relationship is supposed to seem. A lot of women spend a lot of time watching movies, romance movies, reading romance novels, watching reality TV, looking at social media, and trying to figure out how they're supposed to be as a woman. A lot of women didn't see healthy relationships. A lot of women didn't see positive relationships between their mothers and their fathers, where they understood the space of a woman to articulate her emotions and her feelings without being disrespectful. A lot of women have not seen the way that you can, disagree with your spouse, but still honor him publicly. A lot of women have not seen that. And so they force themselves to try to find somebody that they can closely admire and align with and mirror their relationships off of how they assume that person would behave instead of living in their own truth. That's where we're at today. Instead of, babe, I see you. Listen, you was out there having a time. Okay? But you know how this is going to be perceived, or this, or that. I'm glad you had a good time, but at the same time, you know how that's going to make it seem, or you know how it's going to make me look. Which to me shouldn't even be a conversation. Okay? If I'm going to be real, to me, that shouldn't even be a conversation. But that's a whole different story for a different day. But I'm saying, in the very least, the story done blew over. Okay, he done went out, he done did his thing. Nobody was looking to see, at the time period when his videos of him dancing, were on the internet, made Shade Room, made, all these different places, and you didn't say anything, it was okay. Now days have gone by, almost a week has gone by, and now you're voicing that you feel that your husband is immature. That's disrespectful. And I know a lot of women are going to be in the comments arguing, oh, well, it was disrespectful for him to be dancing with the women. It was disrespectful for it. Okay, but even if you feel as though what he was doing was disrespectful to his relationship, are you then saying that disrespect is supposed to be met with disrespect, and that is how we're going to move forward and how things are going to, get better in relationships, how we're going to see positive changes in relationships if people go tit for tat? It doesn't make sense to me. I want to read this passage a little bit one more time so y'all can really understand what it is that she is trying to convey. Most people don't grow up. It's too difficult. What happens is most people get older. That's the truth of it. They honor their credit cards. They find parking spaces. They marry. They have the nerve to have children, but they don't grow up. Not really. They get older. But to grow up costs the earth. It means you take responsibility for the time that you take up, for the space that you occupy. It's serious business, and you find out what it costs us to love and to lose and to dare and to fail, maybe even more to succeed. To me, okay, and listen, I know y'all can say whatever y'all want in the comment section. I'm telling you my perspective, how I feel when I saw this. My opinions on when I saw this post, okay? And her caption saying, I hope one day we all choose to grow up. To me, it looks like you were just out here like, he a fool. He don't know. He's so immature. I'm above him. I'm the one that's more mature. Obviously, he has some growing up to do. You know what I'm saying? He done had kids with me. He done married me. And he's still a child. As if he's beneath you. As if you're the one who's had the courage and, you paid the cost of the earth to grow up, and your counterpart is not meeting you where you are. That sounds like y'all ready to call it quits. That's what it sounds like. I think that it's important, right? And I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with what I'm saying right now, but I think it's very important that women understand that relationships and marriage does not equal bondage. I think that's very, very important that women realize that. Because a lot of women, if they were in the dating stage with their man, the boyfriend girlfriend stage, and he goes out and he's with his boys, you feel like you can't say too much because that's just your boyfriend. If he decides that he's going out with his guys and he's going to be out or whatever, because you're still trying to show the best representation of yourself so that you can get the ring, you don't say nothing. But for some reason, when that ring goes on and when you guys sign that contract, all of a sudden you feel like this man is bound. He can't do that. He a husband. He can't be dancing with no girl. He a husband. He can't be out there, partying for his birthday without me and he done left me with the kids. He a husband. Come on. Now, I'm not saying what he did was right, wrong, or indifferent, because I feel like to each their own, especially when it comes to relationships and what people would deem as disrespectful, what people don't deem as disrespectful. People are going to have their own ideas of that situation based on how they view relationships, right? But this is not defending that. This is not defending the act at hand. This conversation is about how women maneuver through situations that they may not be comfortable with in relationships, especially as it relates to the public. Especially as it relates to being supportive of your spouse. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay? Again, I can only speak for myself. When I saw him out there, I was like, oh yeah, he in Jamaica. Okay. Yeah, he at Carnival. That's how they do. Nothing would make me feel like, oh, she's with him? Oh, must be a weak woman. The only people who feel like that are people who don't have healthy relationships. I'm just being honest. The only people who are going to look down and make you think or make you feel like you have to explain something to us or make you feel like you have to bash your husband because of what they saw is people who have not had healthy relationships. Relationships that are full of love and trust. Not, oh, I can only trust you if I can see if I could be right there and you better not have done this and you better not have done that. People who love freely without feeling like they have to control you. And I've said this before and I have to say it again. As women, when you're in a relationship with a man, and hold on, before I even get there. I know there's going to be women talking about, how would y'all feel if it was a woman who was dancing up on, listen, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Can we also just talk about the fact that Carnival is already a place that everybody be dancing up on everybody. Okay, that is the culture of Carnival. If you didn't know, you gotta look it up. Okay, it's a free for all. Everybody be dancing. Everybody's inebriated. It's a whole thing. Okay, but regardless of that, he is who he is. He has his celebrity in a space, and people are going to think it's fun to party with him and spend a good time with him, show him a good time for his birthday. In my personal opinion, you have to know your spouse. You have to know how far he's willing to let that go. And you cannot step in front of, and this is what I was going to say before. You as a woman cannot be in a relationship with a man and try to step in front of the things that he might do, might not do. If you have to be the one to direct his head to keep him in a relationship with you and to keep him, quote unquote, faithful to you, you're not in the right relationship. If you have to keep reminding him that he's with you, oh, remember you're in a relationship. Remember you shouldn't be doing this. Remember you shouldn't be doing that. Oh, who you talking to? You don't need to be doing that. You married. You can't. If you have to do that, you're in the wrong relationship. And honestly, so is he. Relationships are about trust between the two of you. Who cares what everybody else thinks? Who cares if people was like, girl, your husband's out there tripping? Who cares? Talk to your husband. Whoever he was dancing on, you think he have her number? You think he pulled up on her? You think Life is to be lived and enjoyed. Not because you're married, all of a sudden you got to be like, oh, can't go nowhere. Got to sit on the couch. Got to watch this. Got to go that. Can't go out here. Can't go out there. Only time I can leave the house is if it's business. I'm not allowed to, have any fun. I'm not allowed to go out here. I'm not allowed to enjoy myself. I'm not allowed to partake in this situation, even though I kind of want to, because, as women, you want somebody who is living their truth with you. That's what you want. It is much better to be with somebody who is living their truth with you than being in a relationship with somebody who is living a lie to appease you. Then one day they get tired of living a lie and you be like, oh my gosh, I'm so shocked. I can't believe this happened. One day he just went loose, went wild. I didn't anticipate this. What happened? What happened was that you thought you were in control of everything. You were binding him to you. You were trying to hold him down. Trying to keep his head on the straight and narrow. Anytime he looked this way, if he even was walking past somebody in the grocery store, you try to, crick his neck back. You can't be looking. You married. It's always best to be in a relationship with a man who wants to choose you. Who wants to be with only you. Not the man that you're forcing him to remember those things and you're forcing him to do what you want him to do. Never works out. And it's not healthy. It keeps women delusional with the happy wife, happy life mindset. And it keeps men in a space that they have to be under the governing of a woman. Those things don't add up to me, personally, my opinion. But I want to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.